I mean, could you imagine sitting as one of 12 jurors in a box, hearing that kind of a defense
Yeah.
for the very serious allegations in a wrongful death case? I mean, I would throw the book at the defendant. That's insane. Welcome to the Represent More podcast, brought to you by We Are Them Media. I'm your host, Ryan Clarkson.
And I'm your co-host, Shireen Clarkson.
Shireen, we got a lot going on today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot happening.
Yeah, we do. How are you feeling today?
I'm on the tea.
I know you're on the tea.
On the hot tea.
That means you're not 100%, but you're trying to hydrate and feel good about yourself today.
So I can tell you what it's not. It's
Okay.
not strep throat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are positive things.
Right, because otherwise none of us would be here today.
So, yeah, actually, I was thinking about this a little bit. I went to urgent care, and I had them run the
full gamut.
The full thing.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the viral panel. I want to know.
Yeah. Wait,
know?
Can I just preface this with you waking up in the middle of the night in a sudden panic about your sore throat?
What do you mean by that?
Like a 9-year-old child. I mean, you really were in shock about a sore throat.
We have a 9-year-old child. What do you mean?
know. And she's never been this panicky about a sore throat. Anyway, you were very panicked. You woke up in the morning and you said you needed to go to urgent care because you had a sore throat. It's acceptable.
Panicky, that's a strong word.
Okay. Well, anyway, so that's what happened.
Describe it. What did I do?
You leapt up. You grabbed my elbow and I was in a dead sleep. And you told me you had a sore throat.
I don't know.
Just
that sounds a little dramatic.
It was very dramatic. So
yeah,
anyway,
sounds
okay.
a little dramatic.
So you went to urgent care. You got the full gamut. You checked yourself entirely
It's
out.
not the type of thing I would wake you from a slumber for, personally.
Yet you did.
I don't know. We're gonna have to roll back the tape.
Okay.
I did the full viral panel because I want to know.
I know.
And so rhinovirus.
Yeah. Common cold.
Common cold.
Not a big deal.
And the doctor said that he had 5 or 6 of them yesterday. But I feel like this timing, mid-April for a cold feels off. Don't you expect these in the wintertime?
Yeah, but you know what? When the seasons change, sometimes people catch little things like this.
Must be what's going on.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking about the rhinovirus, right? There's like the coronavirus, the rhinovirus. Did this originate from like rhinoceroses, or is it rhino as in like within the nose, or what is that?
I think that's Latin for nose or something.
Something from within the nose.
I think so.
Because rhinos have large noses. Maybe that's why they are called what they are. We should get into a little etymology lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look that up on the break.
Okay.
Okay, good. So
right.
yeah, I'm on the tea.
Mm-hmm.
But fine. I think you're going to be doing most of the talking today.
Okay, that's fine with me.
You have some good stuff to talk about?
We got a couple topics today
What
that we want to chat about.
Before we get into those, how was your week and how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I am keeping this distance from you at all times, just so I don't catch your little rhinovirus. Otherwise, I'm doing
nickname.
fine. We had a good weekend. We did a beach day in Malibu over the weekend. People always ask me if I do beach days all the time. Are you just always at the beach because you guys are in Malibu? And the answer is a hard no.
I don't go to the beach often.
Find myself at the beach very often, but we did a glorious beach day this weekend, so that was nice.
Great.
Yeah.
And I went on a long walk with your father.
You did. You guys went on a little beach walk that I assumed was going to be like 20 or 30 minutes, and you guys were gone for 2 hours. So I went and found the lifeguard and had them search for you.
You want to talk about panics? I mean, you ran to the lifeguard.
It was a little overboard. I know.
Our beach walk went a little long.
It might have been an overreaction, but
we should look at ourselves in the mirror really closely.
Yeah, we should calm down.
Calm down a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
A little perspective. Your father didn't wear his trunks to the beach. He wore jeans.
They didn't know we were going to go to the beach. And
like
so
RFK Jr.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was funny is,
RFK?
I'll tell you the reason. Not that he was shirtless with jeans like RFK Jr. was, but he was barefoot with jeans.
Yeah.
In like a polo shirt, and I'm in my trunks, and trying to get some vitamin D.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons it took so long is because your father let the waves crash into his jeans a few times, and he was carrying probably an extra 10 pounds of water. And so he could only basically half step, for every stride I took, he was taking 2 or 3.
Yeah.
He was,
That's not fun.
no.
Walking around with soaked jeans on the beach is not fun.
That's not how you want to do it.
No.
And, I'm sure he was wearing like underwear underneath them. Those were probably all soaked through.
Yeah.
Underwear and jeans soaked through. He didn't realize he was going to get as much playtime on this podcast today. But
he's going to like it.
He's going to like it. I know he's a listener. All right. We've got a lot to talk about today.
We got a lot to talk about, yeah.
And you're going to be doing a lot of the talking. So
for better or for worse.
What's the first topic we want to talk about today?
Well, we want to talk about the appeal. The recent appeal in the Ninth Circuit that we won.
Yes.
Good ruling for plaintiffs and consumers.
What's the case?
This is the Panelli versus Target case.
Alexander Panelli, our client.
Yep.
Against Target.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us like a 20 seconds on the facts.
A quick recap. Okay, so this is a case against Target. Target markets its bed sheets, 100% cotton bed sheets, as 800 thread count.
Okay. 800 thread count.
That's right.
That's
what
feels strong. Feels very high quality.
Yep. People want to pay for the high thread count. And what we learned, what the plaintiff learned in the lower court was that after some testing, the thread count is actually only 288. So this is a false and deceptive claim.
Okay, 288 thread count doesn't sound high enough at all.
No, that's a low thread count.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so, but what they also alleged was that 100% cotton can never be a thread count of 600 or more. It doesn't work that way because the cotton could never be fine enough to get 600 thread count or more into each square inch.
So they did some testing and they figured out that with the material they're using, it would be impossible to generate the elevated thread count that they are claiming commands a price premium for this particular product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so, all right.
So that was the lower case, and the district court, Southern District of California, dismissed the case, finding that if it's impossible for a thread count to be 600 or more, then it's impossible for consumers to be deceived. Reasonable consumers would have known that and wouldn't have been deceived, essentially, is what the district court held in reliance on.
This is in reliance upon the case of Moore versus Trader Joe's on Manuka honey?
Yep, which is a Ninth Circuit case.
Okay.
Yep.
Give us like 20 seconds on what the Moore versus Trader Joe's case was about and why it held the way what it held. This idea of impossibility as a defense that could get, a defendant out of a case at the pleadings challenge stage.
Yeah. So the Ninth Circuit held in Moore v. Trader Joe's that if consumers would know that a claim that states 100% New Zealand Manuka honey could not possibly be 100% Manuka honey because consumers know how bees operate and bees, how they produce honey. And it would be impossible to think that all the honey in this product comes from one particular flower. That's just not a practical interpretation, right?
As our colleague Brent Robinson says, because bees be bees.
That's right. That's what he said in the hearing. I love him for that. Bees be bees. So that's how the district court held, right? The Ninth Circuit held in Moore v. Trader Joe's. So if a claim is impossible, it can't be deceptive. In that case, that was true. And so in this case, in Panelli versus Target, the Ninth Circuit said, yes, that's what we said in the Trader Joe's case about Manuka honey, but it's not a blanket rule of law that anytime a claim is factually impossible, it cannot be deceptive.
Right.
That's not what we held. And in fact, here, they said it would not work out that way. Why? Because 800 thread count, first, is not an ambiguous claim, which the claim in the honey case was. And so consumers would be expected to get more information in order to figure out what the claim means. It's not ambiguous here, number one. Number two, textiles and thread counts are not something that most consumers, let alone sophisticated consumers, understand.
Right.
And so they wouldn't be expected to know that that's impossible or not true.
We're looking at this from the reasonable consumer's perspective.
Right.
And reasonable consumers aren't expected to be experts in anything, let alone textiles and, the way in which bed sheets are constructed.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That all makes good sense. Who argued this for us?
So our very own Kristen Chapman.
She did a great job at the hearing too.
Argued at the Ninth Circuit. She did an excellent job, and the whole appellate team brought this one home. And it's a great win in this case, which it'll go back down to the district court, and so they'll continue litigating that.
Kristen was a former Ninth Circuit clerk too. So to see her in front of the Ninth Circuit arguing and then getting a big reversal, that's got to be quite thrilling. I know she's pretty excited.
Yeah.
And her first oral argument, I think, too.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Well, that's exciting. She did excellent.
Yeah, she did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get her on the podcast and let her, walk us through what that experience was like.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and of course, the rest of the team, led by Glenn Danis, who was here last week. I thought he did a fantastic job last week, by the way.
Yeah, he was great.
He's fantastic. He's so engaging and compelling and intelligent. He really knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And he's
fun
sneaky
too.
funny too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always like to sit next to Glenn at the partner dinners. He's always good for a few funny moments that stick with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's true about Glenn.
So he's leading that team wonderfully, and Brent and Kristen really round out the appeals and writs team in a fantastic way. They're doing a terrific job.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for plaintiffs, for consumers?
Well, I think it clarifies the impossibility defense that these companies often assert in these false advertising cases. They say, well, the public, consumers, they should have known that we didn't really mean this. This is impossible, and that defense should not absolve them from liability. They shouldn't be able to make deceptive claims and then try to use this impossibility defense. So I think the litigation landscape will be shaped. So I think the lower courts, Moore v. Trader Joe's, kind of narrowed the deception, possibility of deception in those circumstances, and now we're expanding it back to where I think it should be with this ruling.
I've noticed a lot of defendants and defense firms taking the position that Moore versus Trader Joe's is one of these defenses that apply broadly and across a whole wide range of facts and circumstances. But I think the Ninth Circuit panel that ordered that issued that order intended for it to be a lot narrower. It's a very technical defense that doesn't deserve wide application. Right. And so this helps kind of put it back in its intended box, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's great that we gave the Ninth Circuit an opportunity to clarify its position on this issue.
No, it's big.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all fantastic. And so this case is going to go back down to the lower court.
Right.
And we'll proceed through to the merits, to discovery, class certification, and ultimately trial.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think, and what's great about this ruling, and really all of our appellate work, and this is something I mentioned to Glenn and in our meeting with him last week, was when you get a ruling in an appellate case, it not only impacts that single trial court case, but it shapes the law, right? And it has this broader impact. And so not only will this ruling help shape the law, but it'll help shape the way companies act, so they won't be so quick to put, an exaggerated or just totally false statement on the labels of their products and try to, rely on an impossibility defense.
This case came to us from the Krosner Law Firm. And as I understand it, they've got a number of these cases involving thread count, right?
Is that right?
I think I don't think it's the only one they've litigated. I think there are others that they've litigated, and that this might be a broader industry problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the extent that this helps, reel that in, these decisions do have the effect of curing industry-wide problems sometimes, right? We see that happen all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So
I mean,
here
it's not just a thread count
Here
case,
it's
obviously.
thread count, but
Yeah.
we've seen it happen with the way in which oils, like, seed oils and other oils, food oils, are advertised and labeled. We've seen it with the way that, foods are packaged. We've seen it the way that cosmetics are labeled, depending on what kind of, maybe it's an anti-aging product or whatever. We've seen it with, what else?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the food world, it happens a lot.
Right.
Right? Where they say something's healthy or because it has fruit in it, or they say something's natural or plant-based. Sure. And then when consumers allege, well, hey, this isn't actually plant-based and there's a bunch of chemicals in here, they say, well, yeah, you should have known that, of course we need some amount of chemicals to create this product, right? So it shows up a lot in a lot of different consumer areas. And I think this will help clarify, hopefully.
So we're lawyers and we're prosecuting these cases and we're trying to protect consumers, but we're also consumers ourselves. And I'm wondering if you've had the experience of walking through a grocery store or a drugstore or something like that, and seeing the results of your hard work in your practice, with the way specific, foods or beverages or cosmetics or supplements or whatever have been labeled. Have you noticed that?
I
You had that
have.
experience?
That's a great question. I have. I can't think of anything specific off the top of my head. I don't go down the grocery aisles or the, different shops and look. I don't look for products and see if our work has impacted things in that way. I do sometimes when we come to agreements with companies where they agree to make changes to their advertising and their labeling and their products. I do later look at those products and check to see if they're complying. But I can't think of a specific example where I'm noticing.
Have you had the experience though that you're aware of?
Yes, I feel like I have.
Without specifying the product or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because I've had it.
Oh yeah.
I've had that happen many, many times. Probably, a dozen times.
And I've noticed certain industries shifting in a certain direction, a better direction, a more transparent direction with their advertising, and sort of thought this has to be, the impact of some of these cases and certainly our work in general.
Yeah. Yeah. It's satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what else do we want to talk about today?
So that was the appeal. I thought we could talk about one more issue that has that I've noticed recently involves these kratom products, which I know you're somewhat familiar with, but you haven't done the work directly as much.
I noticed that I keep sliding down this chair.
What is happening?
It's like, what is this? Is this velvet?
I
just find them, sometimes by the end of the episode, I'm here. It's just,
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Like, it's just a little awkward.
I know. That's why I try to keep a pillow.
Okay. Let me see if I can get situated here.
Yeah.
Do I go? I don't know.
Do you cross the leg? Do men enjoy crossing legs?
Do what?
Do men enjoy crossing their legs?
I don't know if I get joy out of it, but I I mean, sometimes I do it because I think it's a better look, comfortable, or it looks cool.
Right. It's the most comfortable.
Probably not because it looks cool.
Is the most comfortable.
It's comfortable.
Is this the most comfortable for you?
In this moment, because I'm feeling a little insecure about, just fully sliding down the chair.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling more stable. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do two flat heels on the ground there.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Like I'm shooting a free throw. That's how I am for a little while. There we go.
Okay. You comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I shoot from a seated position, but you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever tried?
Shooting from a seated position?
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't know that there's been a chair at the free throw line during my pickup games. No.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe into like a garbage can, piece of trash or something.
So this is just like around the house? Fun games around the house?
I don't know. In the office. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand what's going on with you.
I'm trying to think of I just had a thought of many of the kind of silly games that I used to play with my brothers and sisters when we were kids around the house, you know? So all kinds of fun stuff you think up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep that
share
private.
that when you...
I'm gonna keep that private.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
let's continue.
All right. Okay, kratom. So kratom is a big trend in the supplement world.
What is
right
it?
now, and it has been for a couple years. So kratom is made from the leaves of a tropical tree called, and I hope I'm saying it right, Mitragina speciosa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gesundheit.
So it's a tropical tree. It's like in the coffee plant world. And so these leaves are used to make kratom.
Kratom, spell that for me.
Kratom, Kratom.
Do you want? You just remind. We've been doing some spelling bee competitions, haven't we?
Oh, we have been ever since. We're such nerds.
That's
yes,
true, though.
We've
done that a couple fun times.
A couple.
Fun times.
Many times. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where we pick a word and we try to stump the other person.
Yeah.
Do any other couples out there do that?
Oof.
That's dorky.
It's really nerdy.
But you know what? I enjoy it.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Let's just own it then.
Okay.
If you want to throw a word at me,
can you spell Mitragina?
I can't even say it.
Mitragina speciosa?
Come on.
Do it.
That's not actually. You have to use something within common parlance.
Okay. All right. Well,
is that a Latin like genus and species?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. All right. So the leaves in this of this tree have active compounds that interact with the receptors in your brain to create sort of drug-like effects.
Like alertness or
energy, mood enhancement, these types of things.
Speed. It's like natural speed.
I guess, yeah, maybe. Maybe like coffee, maybe like
right, I could have gone with coffee.
I mean,
That was correct.
Yeah.
Coffee, like a coffee.
Right. More you feel more sociable, these types of things. And yeah. And so companies have created supplements in powder form, liquid form, extracts, teas out of these leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And so kratom has gotten really popular and has been out for a few years now. And it's marketed as natural, safe, plant-based, because it is not FDA regulated or FDA approved because it's sold as a supplement. And so this is how...
Isn't that crazy, by the way? Can we pause there for one moment?
Yeah.
Or should we come back to that? Because the fact that, that products, supplements, can make their way into the marketplace without being evaluated whatsoever by the FDA, but people are consuming it, people are putting these in their bodies, and it's having some effect. And I'm guessing we're going to talk about something that isn't great, some effects that aren't very
it's a dangerous
beneficial.
Product. We're going to talk
so
about
it's a dangerous product. There you go. I think that's crazy. We should come back to that, but go ahead. So what's going on with this kratom stuff?
So people, what's happening is that they're not regulated and they're sold as natural, plant-based, and safe, and they're just marketed as offering these sort of mild effects. But what's happening is that they're creating opioid-like effects, even with just using as directed.
What do you mean by that?
So
opioids are like serious drugs.
Yeah. So people are using these as directed. They take, however many capsules a day that's stated on the bottle.
Okay.
And just by using it regularly and as directed, they're becoming addicted. There's a dependency. And the consequences are pretty severe. People are experiencing respiratory effects, nausea, heart issues, seizures, and death in many more cases than you would ever think. So it's not just a sort of one-off or random occurrence based on pre-existing health conditions. It's become a little bit more rampant than that it should be. And so,
well, that shouldn't exist at all. That shouldn't happen at all.
It shouldn't
You're
happen at
talking
all.
about
But
all these health effects like seizures and death. That's a pretty consequential health issue.
right. And
many people are dying as a result of this product?
Yep. And our firm has talked to many, many people, users of kratom who've had, I think every single person we've spoken to has had some sort of pretty negative side effect from kratom use, from just regular kratom use. And so
this is the addictive qualities, like they withdrawal symptoms or something like that?
Yeah. Well, the withdrawal symptoms are, they can't stop taking it. They are, there's, the sweating, the nausea, the inability to sleep, the mood. And then, like I said, the worst cases are the seizures and death and the respiratory issues.
Okay.
And these products are not, there's no warning. There's no disclaimer. There's nothing on there to say, hey, this might be addictive, or hey, this might cause these issues, so sort of be careful. Or hey, I think the best case scenario, some of these products have a warning that says, check with your doctor before you take this. But that's sort of a generic warning that you see on all supplements. And so it would never signal to anyone that there's some serious usage consequences with these products. So
is there active litigation happening with
yeah.
these?
And that's why I thought we could talk about it today, because there's lawsuits are cropping up everywhere. The lawsuits have been filed over the last year or so, and we've been involved in some. I thought that the lawsuits were going to calm down a bit because the FDA and the states are getting involved to say, hey, there needs to be some regulation. Some states are banning kratom use altogether. And so my thought was these lawsuits may sort of peter out because the sale of these products is going to decrease. And, this may not be as much of an issue going forward, but the lawsuits won't stop. And there are a lot of personal injury, wrongful death, failure to warn. There's cases being filed across the country, which I think is a good thing because these companies need to be held accountable. And the response from these companies is really outrageous. I just read today in Law 360, a kratom company filed their opposition to motion to dismiss, sort of a standard response at the pleading stage, stating that the plaintiff, I'm sorry, the user, this is a wrongful death case. So it's a family of a kratom user who filed the case, and the user of kratom should have known better. There's sort of this type of language in the should have known better, should have known that this is addictive, should have known that given his maybe prior use of other products, or health status, because there was some indication of that in the complaint, would have led to addiction and death in this case. Just a very hard-lined, unsympathetic, they got to do what they got to do, I guess, to get out of the lawsuit. But
how is that going to get them out of the lawsuit?
I don't think it will. But just a response that seems to take no accountability for the fact that they haven't given any fair warning to consumers about what these products really are.
Going on record with that kind of a defense, with that kind of language, is going to kill them if and when this gets to the merits stage and trial ultimately.
Yeah,
could you imagine sitting as one of 12 jurors in a box hearing that kind of a defense?
Yeah.
For the very serious allegations in a wrongful death case? I would throw the book at the defendant. That's insane.
Yeah.
Do we know who's defending that case?
There's so many of these cases filed, and there's so many kratom companies selling these things that I read a bunch of them this morning. I don't remember, but they all take that position that this is not our, no accountability for the failure to warn. It's like, we said you should talk to a doctor, you know your own medical condition better than we do, sort of putting the onus back on consumers.
But it's not a medical product. It's not a medical device.
That's right.
Right? It's not a drug.
Right.
It may behave like a drug,
Right.
hence the need for a clear and conspicuous and fulsome warning. But
and that goes back to the problem you raised earlier, which is that that supplements are sold in America without any regulation, any FDA approval. They can basically say whatever they want on the label, as long as they don't state that it's going to cure or treat a disease such that it would be treated like a drug. That's the problem with supplements in America, that there's no regulation and no FDA approval. And so people think that they're getting something that couldn't possibly be damaging or hurt them because it's sold in the marketplace. And so I think the kratom cases and the kratom lawsuits will hopefully serve as a public service announcement at least, if not more, of course, for the families.
That's one of the important aspects of a publicly filed lawsuit is, it creates public awareness. It educates the public surrounding the claims at issue, the allegations, right? And then, people can conform their behavior accordingly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's very unnerving, Shireen.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do about it? So we filed some cases.
We've filed a few.
We're not representing any clients who have...
We don't have any wrongful death cases or any personal injury cases. We've filed a couple cases and spoken with many different companies, many different clients and companies about the failure to warn and the fact that their labels they're label issues. So these are advertising and labeling cases that we've prosecuted. And the objective being, if these products are going to continue to be sold, they must be truthfully labeled and marketed, and they must be transparent in that they are not, in that they may produce some undesirable effects, and that people should be careful with how they use them.
So we have consumer claims, right? So ours are focused on what? Price premium?
Correct, and label changes.
And label changes, right. Okay, so injunctive relief in the form of label changes or, adequate warnings, disclosures, that sort of thing. But we're not representing any individuals or family members who have been physically injured or killed as a result of these products.
We are not, no. But everyone we've spoken with has had some very difficult experiences with kratom. And while some of them don't want to file a personal injury claim, they're very interested in making a change in the advertising and labeling of these products, if not getting them off the market in their entirety.
Are we suing in strict liability as well? Because these products are considered unreasonably dangerous products? A failure to warn is a strict liability claim.
Yeah. I think we have those. Yeah, we have those causes of action along with the other consumer protection claims that are more focused on the labeling and the advertising.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see where these lawsuits go. They've been very successful at the pleading stage. In other words, all the courts, I don't know of any courts that have dismissed them at the pleading stage. It's really going to be about merits and liability and damages.
What good is this product? Why is this still on the shelves?
Well, I think people. What do you mean? Why are people buying them, or why are companies selling? The companies are selling them because people want them.
No, I get that, but why? It must have a pretty potent effect in terms of. It must be like a super cup of coffee or something.
Right.
Right. If it has these kinds of withdrawal effects and can lead to death and serious injury.
The folks we've spoken to have said at the first dose that they took, they felt that they were hooked. First dose.
Wow.
And many people are saying this. The effects were so mood enhancing and so they just felt so good that they instantly felt like they wanted more. I think one of our clients was saying that he was taking 16 doses a day.
This sounds like that,
which was apparently as directed, was okay under the directed
this
usage.
sounds like that movie Bradley Cooper film, Limitless, with the drug that he takes, and he opens his mind, but it makes him very intelligent and has all of his synapses connecting, and he's just able to triangulate information quickly and think very fast.
I remember that movie. I remember wishing for a pill like that. And hoping that it didn't cause any harm, but just that it just sounds like the perfect pill to make you feel amazing and smart and productive. And
that was a similar pill, though, that would just, this movie pill that you'd have terrible withdrawal from.
Oh, and he did, right? In the movie.
Yeah. Everyone who stopped taking it would just turn into a total mess.
Yeah. It's like anything that good will always have a negative side to it. You can almost say that about most things in life.
Well, substances.
Mm-hmm.
Substances, right?
Yeah.
Whether it is, some recreational drug, or whether it's chocolate, or whether it's, fast food, it might give you like a short-term pleasure, but over the long term, these things are always seem to be detrimental. Right?
Yeah, yeah. But even in general, like the better something is, the harder the loss is of it, right? If you lose it, it's that much more detrimental.
What about exercise?
It's like a yin and yang kind of a.
What about exercise? That's something that you can probably not do too much of usually. They're rare circumstances.
Right. I think if you exercise, I remember learning that if you exercise a lot and your body gets really used to building muscle, if you stop, you lose it that much more quickly than you otherwise would. Anyway, this is like totally out of my expertise. We're going into an area that I know nothing about.
That's actually our third topic. Can we get into that a little bit, Doctor?
Now we're going to talk about muscle gain and loss. Anyway, that was just a thought on, just a philosophical thought, I suppose. But anyway.
Should we probe a little deeper on that?
I think.
You sure?
I think you got my drift.
I do. Got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did I say you got my drift and you corrected me? It's been happening all weekend. All my life, actually, with you. You just, the little things you like to correct.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't about correcting. It was just, you could have let that fly under the radar and nobody would have noticed.
Okay. Okay.
I do that though sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I think people who mix metaphors, and I'm guilty of it sometimes. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I'm the worst at metaphors. I'm not good. You know that about me. I'm not a good. I just don't. I never state them correctly.
Idioms,
I often misuse them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not my forte. It's all right. I'm fine with it.
And really spice up language.
Yeah. You use them a lot.
Do I?
Yeah. You know what was hilarious was this Panelli versus Target decision, this opinion that came out was filled with idioms and puns and play on words. It was all about like all these little statements about it. This judge had a field day with like thread count and textiles. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Judge Alba.
Oh,
nice opinion.
Yeah.
Nice opinion.
She's smart. And then I've noticed, who was famous for doing that before he became a Supreme Court justice was Neil Gorsuch.
Oh, yeah.
He had a lot of opinions like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
He was out of the 10th Circuit.
Mm-hmm. I like that. It's a nice display of, wit and cleverness, but also like a lot of wordsmithing. It's like all the things that you want to want to read from a judge.
I mean, they're writing constantly, right? So they just probably want to make the process fun, and it's a process that they engage in with their law clerks, and it's a collaborative process, I'm sure. So
yeah,
I'm sure they had fun with it. Do you want to pick out any from the opinion? Do you have it there or no?
I don't have the opinion in hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could look it up real quick.
There was one, something about consumers expecting to get a certain thread count, but the reality was much rougher. Yeah. That was a good one.
Let's see if I can come up with something quick. So what else? Anything else we want to talk about on the kratom?
No, I don't have, we're just going to monitor these cases and see how the cases pan out in court, but also how the states are going to be treating these, the continued sale of kratom.
I found a couple of others here.
Oh, you're back on that? Okay.
Yeah. So for the Panelli versus Target Ninth Circuit order from Judge D'Alba, she's the one who authored it?
Yeah.
Okay. She came out hot. First, we must unfold the pertinent facts of this case.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
That one's kind of subtle.
And then there was another, she writes, but there is a loose thread in Target's argument.
That's right.
It's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that everything we wanted to cover today? This is kind of a fast discussion, but we could probably leave it there and get into rosebud or thorn. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. You can kind of continue on with your tea.
Yeah.
Today.
Do that. We'll just break 20 minutes early and I'll take a cat nap. Does that sound good, everyone? Great. Thanks for understanding.
Yeah.
No. Rosebud or thorn, what do you have?
Rosebud or thorn. Do you have one?
God. Rosebud or thorn. I'll give you a rose.
Okay.
I loved the beach time. We've talked about it already, but seeing the waves crash over your father's, blue jeans.
That was your rose?
Not just once, not twice, like 4 or 5 times over the course of the walk.
Yeah.
He would get soaked, he would dry off and then start moving a little faster, and then he gets soaked and it would like pull him down where he was just moving at a very slow trudge.
Was this a rose or a thorn?
Oh, so this is just the beach day in general. This is my rose.
Okay.
And then hanging with Adia, we collected some rocks. We got in the water a little bit. I love, shout out to Malibu and this wonderful community for having the best beaches in the world. I mean, we were at Zuma Beach this time, but there's over 20 miles of coastline of beaches, and Zuma was fantastic. Westward Beach, all the way to Point Doom. We walked and back. It was about a 5K round trip.
Yeah.
And it was just such a beautiful day. The waves and the water it all felt clean and refreshing, and people were really enjoying themselves. And I was right there with them. I just loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really nice day. Good rose. Okay, my rose was a mediation we did last week, which I won't talk about specifics, but we had a mediation last week where it was really productive and fun to strategize with you and Tracy Cowan and Tim Giordano, our partners. And what was really great about it was a great day overall, but it's nice to be in a position where the prospect of settlement is excellent, but the prospect of going to trial is also just as exciting. And so it's rare to be in a situation where you're as excited about settling as you are about trying a case. Usually you lean at least, a little bit one way. But this one, and that's a strong position to be in. So that was a nice rose. And a good feeling.
And just fun hanging with that crew too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We did a nice dinner afterward.
Yeah.
And do you remember where we went and who we saw?
Oh, yeah. We went to Spago, and we saw Spago's very own
Wolfgang Puck. And then I had to make the bold ask for a photo, but he walked right up to our table.
He did.
To check, and we looked up, and it's Wolfgang Puck.
Yeah.
The one and only.
He was so sweet and lovely.
He was all dressed, and dialed in.
Yeah.
And he was asking us about how our evening was going. And of course, we were having just a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, when I asked him if he would take a picture with us, he was just almost thrilled and honored to kind of. He had that vibe, right?
He was just lovely.
Who knows what he was secretly feeling.
I think you were the most excited of all, but he was very
Am I projecting
lovely. You're like, I think he was more excited than me. Well, I don't know about that, but
he was thrilled to take a picture with us.
Yeah. No, he was great. That was a nice little cherry on top of the day.
It was really a lot of fun. Yeah. There's one other thing that I was thinking about my rose with the beaches in Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
This coming week, we have our annual Earth Day event.
Yes.
And we're doing it at our headquarters in Malibu. And we're going to start. So we've done this for the last 4 years. We didn't do it last year because of the fires that, closed all the beaches where we are here, right across from Carbon Beach. But we're going to do a beach cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll take place from about 11 to noon. And then we'll have lunch. And then I think we're expecting about 100 guests from the community.
Great.
So that'll be wonderful. We're going to do food and entertainment, and there'll be some speakers from Heal the Bay, 501c3 organization, and the city of Malibu as well.
Yeah.
Is bringing someone to talk about how to be good stewards of our environment and, get us in the Earth Day mood. So
that's awesome.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. Every year has been super fun. That's one of our great events. I feel like it gets better and better every year. So
in the past, we've had the great Brandon Jenner, singer-songwriter.
That's right, he did.
He's a friend, and he graced us with his beautiful voice and sweet talents.
Mm-hmm.
He may come by, just pop over. I don't know if he's going to play anything, but Casey Abrams is going to perform.
Oh, great!
He's our entertainment.
Love it.
From American Idol. Do you remember Casey?
Yeah, and he performed once before for us.
And he
was so fun.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He is so talented.
Mm-hmm.
The way he plays the stand-up bass, right?
Yes.
And he plays the keys, and he plays some horns. I think he plays everything.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
And he's got a crazy voice, and he's so fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good stuff.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
That was a fun conversation. I guess I'm going to read us out. Yeah? All right. Reading us out. I usually had this ready, but here we go. Represent More is a production of We Are Them Media, featuring me, Ryan Clarkson, and my co-host, Shireen Clarkson. Represent More is produced and edited by Marketing for Justice and Q Michelli, and recorded live here at our beautiful studio in Malibu, California. Be sure to subscribe to Represent More wherever you get your podcasts, and find us on Substack at representmore.substack.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.